Hello everyone, Tim Hooper here on the Energy Zone tonight, May the 30th, Wednesday night, and good to have you along. Hope you can join us. Hope you're out there about to turn in and get some rest. Yes, some rest. Some of y'all are probably still working. I know a lot of you guys will be up working, slaving into the night hours. Yes, join us over here for the Energy Zone. We are feeling this out, whether we're going to do this Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. And I'm thinking Hump Day is a good day for it. Tuesday night will be another thing coming up we're going to reveal, so it'll be pretty fun. Good to have you, Brian, Maria. Good to see y'all. And wonderful. Thank y'all out there for the shout-outs on the book. I'm glad to see it arriving to some of you all who ordered it after last week's show, and some of you who ordered it just during the week. So thank you for supporting me and also supporting others in your life as you order 1 and 2 copies. And I've seen several give them away. So thank you so much. Now tonight we are going to be giving away another copy of God Energy. So I'll announce that here in just a second. But we'll wait for a couple more to join us here. I was going to talk about, somebody emailed, so a couple of questions came in, and 2 that I had bouncing around my mind. One was, what do you do when there is a relationship? Claire, good to have you on here. Somebody asked, what do you do when you have a relationship? Maybe a family member, maybe somebody who is, Madison, good to have you too. Lisa, thanks for joining us. What do you do when you have a family member or a person in your life who is an energy swindler? Some people call them energy vampires, and I think vampire is a strong word. I don't really like to use it for people, but I like to say energy swindler. The thing about a swindler is they come along and they're your friend, right? A swindler likes to swindle you, right? It's trickery. And so I think a lot of times in our lives there's relationships and things that things and people and relationships and relationships that really don't matter, and then some that do, that swindle our energy. So being able to decipher through those and find out how to overcome, how to handle those, how to have difficult conversations is really, really huge. So that was one of the questions. The other one was, when you're doing the right things, when you're charging through life and you have an idea, a vision, a dream, a goal, and you're charging through, how do you stay energized to continue doing the activities needed? I mean, you guys out there know, and maybe throw something in the comments. What is something you're doing right now in your life that you've been doing and it doesn't necessarily look like it's panning out? You can see small things happening here and there, but you're charged. You got big dreams, and it's not happening yet for you. And everyone around you is telling you, or the people who believe in you are telling you, it can happen. And some days you wake up, you're just having a hard time believing in yourself. I mean, it happens. We're human. Throw something in the comments. What do you have? For the last year, I've been publishing a book. There were so many times that I just wanted to give up on the project. Literally. It was draining. It was exhausting. It was the nights of editing. It was the publisher saying, this doesn't need to be in the book. It was the one of your family members saying, I can't believe you wrote that. Are you sure you can put that in there? And so it was just these things that happen. And it's where do you know when you have a belief so strongly in something and you're taking the steps, you're doing the work, and it's just not panning out? So those were the 2 questions. Hey, Nate, good to have you on here. John, good to see you on here. Alicia, I saw you hop on here too. So those 2 questions, energy swindlers being relationships that swindle our energy, and then also, Lara, good to see you. And then also, how do you keep the energy to keep charging forward in something that you believe is worthwhile? So for tonight, I decided I was going to talk about the perseverance portion. We'll save the energy swindlers for next week, okay? So join us next week on the Energy Zone, and we'll post on our page. Make sure you follow Time for Energy so you can see. Richard, good to see you, man. But follow our page so you can see when we're going to come on here and do the Energy Zone, but once a week. And but for tonight, I want to just be an encouragement tonight, because several have reached out and said, hey, how do you keep the energy? How do you keep going? I'm chasing something in my life. I'm doing something that's meaningful, that's valuable. It may be, just for instance, throw something in the comments. I want to see some comments of you guys watching. Throw something that you are going after, that you believe is worthwhile. Jennifer, good to have you. What is something you are believing for in your life, you're going after? I'll throw one out there for me. Tender, loving father, all right? That's something that's been on my dream board. I'm a very impatient person. I've shared this with some people in my accountability group. I like to snap my fingers at my kids and make it happen. Come on, you know what to do, and I'm very impatient. Well, I want to be a tender, loving father, so I'm working on that. Some days, you revert back to your old ways, you snap the finger, and it's like, oh, man. So what is something, Stephen, good to see you, man. And what's something that you're going after in your life right now that you have been taking steps faithfully, consistently for a good while, and maybe it's just not happening yet? Yes, I see better father, more patience in responding. Absolutely. You'd be surprised. You just share that vulnerably with people, and you'd be surprised how many guys will just respond back to you that they struggle with the same thing. And it's human. It's just being human. Maybe you have a book project. Maybe you're writing a book out there. Maybe you're changing careers. Maybe you changed careers and you got halfway into it. It's something you believed in so strongly, and you said you got out there, you took the leap, you jumped, and then all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, this isn't working out for me. And at that point you start looking back at the ship, right? You left the ship. You're charging up on those beaches. The soldiers are following you, and you don't see it turning out. The army force that you were going to attack came out 4 times as large as you thought it was going to be. And what you decided on was worthwhile until the opposition came. And then you see the opposition, and you say, whoa, wait a minute now. And you start scratching your head. You're looking back in the harbor. You're looking at that ship. You're thinking, what's my exit strategy? What's my retreat? So tonight, I just want to encourage you guys. I wanted to bring it up because somebody asked, what do I do when I'm going for something I believe strongly in? I believe I can make a difference in the world in. I believe I can make a difference in my community. I'm surrendered to preach. I want to become a gospel preacher. You know what? I'm going to chase this singing career. I'm going to write songs. You know what? I'm going to stay home. I know somebody just retired or part-time retired so they could stay home with their grandkids. That's a huge change. And you get halfway into it and you don't see it panning out, or maybe the financial situation or whatever it is, and maybe you wanted to work from home so you could do that, and you start working in this new product career and you're trying it out, you're doing all the things, and there's just not that flocking around you that you thought there would be, right? And so what do you do? How do you stay energized? How do you stay motivated to get up in the morning with vigor, with fire, with passion, to believe first in yourself, and then what it is you believe in, and continuing to share that belief with others? How do you do it? So somebody asked that. We're going to answer that tonight. So someone else throws something up. What's something you are going after right now in your life? Something intentional, whether it's in a relationship, in a career, in any sort of arena of your life. Health, fitness, maybe dieting. What's something that is hard for you to do? Some of y'all out there, dieting is easy. Some of you, fitness is easy. Some of y'all, relationships come so naturally. And for some of us, it's hard. It's a struggle. It's an effort because it's different programming than what we're used to up here. It's different. Maybe our background wasn't what it should have been. So we're reprogramming and changing family legacy, changing something. And so what is it that you're going after that you say is so important, valuable, you believe in, it's going to change things for you, for the world? What is it? Throw something up there. I saw better dad, better father. Somebody throw something. Natalie, Ray, good to see y'all on here. Somebody throw something up. And here in just a second, I'm going to talk about how we're going to give away another copy of God Energy tonight on the Energy Zone show. So somebody else throw something up. What are you going after in your life? I know it's late. Maybe some of y'all are going after getting to bed earlier. And if that's the case, I'm going to get out of here in 10 minutes. Jim, good to have you. So yeah, what is it? What's something you're going after in life? What's something? Health, get back in shape. Love it. I love it. Angela, thanks for joining us. Yes, what is important? What is it at the end of your life? At the end of your life, you're going to look back on and say, I'm so glad I did versus I wish I had. So you're doing it now. You're going after something. You said it was important to you. You made a head decision. Okay? Now I'm going to answer the question that was emailed in to us. And by the way, email your questions on energy, how to overcome obstacles, what's swindling your energy, what's a good source of energy, how do I overcome this situation? It's just bogging me down. I'm de-energized, I'm drained, I'm stressed, I'm fatigued. Email those to needenergy@timeforenergy.net. needenergy@timeforenergy.net. And I'll post that email address in the comments of this when we're done. But email those in, we'll answer them every week on the Energy Zone. So for today, you're charging after something that's worthwhile and you believe in it, you're passionate about it, but it's not panning out, okay? I'm gonna talk about two things. First off, I wanna tell you a story. During the California Gold Rush, and Jake Nicole, my buddy, shared this story today. It was so powerful and it lined up so perfectly. But during the California Gold Rush, there were miners moving out to California. They're going after it. One gentleman went out and he mined for months and months and months. The shaft he owned, he bought, he purchased, didn't pan out. So he gave up. The miner behind him came in, and I'm cutting a long story short. But the miner behind him came in and 3 feet later struck gold. Struck it so rich. So today I just want to encourage you, first off, if you believe what you have is valuable and it's going to change lives, it's going to change the world, don't ever give up on that dream. Don't ever give up on that vision. If you're going after something with pure motivation, now, there are times in my life I have to check my motives. Am I going after something to prove somebody wrong? Am I going after something because they told me I couldn't do it, so I'm going to do it anyway? I mean, these things will motivate you to an extent, but they will limit you as well. But if you can clean that conscience, those baser drives of fear being your motivation, and rise to a higher drive of creating value in this world because you love people. You believe that being in better health will be better for all those in your influence, will be better for you. First off, you'll feel better. Every response will just immediately be better because you feel better. How cool is that? So then all the people in your influence benefit from better health. If you say being a better dad will help, because when my kids start growing up, and right now when they're little, I want to put those emotional deposits of love in them so that when they grow up into adolescence and teenage years and young adulthood, they are emotionally intelligent. They know what a loving father and loving relationships look like. If you believe firmly in that, then my friend, don't give up. You do not want to stop 3 feet from gold. I'll share two things and then end with a promise, okay? One thing is this. If it's valuable, you're going after it. Consistency is key. Consistency is key. Write that down. Consistency is key. Melissa, good to see you on here. Consistency is key. If you're going after something and it's not totally panning out, consistency is key. Let me tell you why. There is a journey from our head to our heart in anything we do in life. Whenever you decide to do something, there's a journey from your head to your heart. Your head makes a commitment, all right? Your head makes a commitment. When it gets to your heart, you're resolved. See, when your heart is in touch, when your heart is behind it, you're resolved. There's nothing going to detract you. You're all in. But when you first made that commitment, it's easy to get distracted. It's easy to let fear come back in and replace what you thought at first was worthwhile and positive. And you'll start listening to those voices. So when you first make the commitment, on this journey from commitment to resolve, there is this magic key called determination. But it takes consistency. So here's commitment, here's resolve in your heart. And there's the journey called determination. That's where the grit sets in. That's where you have to recognize that healthy pain is good. Growth pain is what I call it. Growth pain is good. Embrace the growth pain. You know, some people give up too soon. Some people start a health plan, health commitment, and within 30 days, they don't see any results. So they'll stop. They'll stop short of the goal. But when you make a commitment, head for resolve by being determined. Determined action. Now, there's different arenas that you may be focused on in your life. Whatever it is, you made a commitment because you said, this is going to change something for me, for my family, for my kids. Then there's going to have to be followed quickly by determination. Determination. Nothing distracts me. Rod, good to see you. Yes, sir. Stick it out. Determination. My coach says, go to the school of SIU. Suck it up. That's right. Determination. Head for resolve. Resolve is is when you really tap into the deeper energies that you've never experienced before. That's where you find the joy in the pain. That's right. You find joy in growth pain because you know, you go for it, you embrace it because you know this pain is going to change me. I launched my first seminar, Energy for Life seminar. So many people were gracious to come out, and the very next day sat with my speaking coach, and for 4 hours I showed up, knocked on the door, and when he came to the door I said this. I said, "Do you have your sharp chisels out?" He said, "Yes, I do." So we walked into his office for 4 hours, and I think I've used this illustration before. For 4 hours, he whittled on me. And every time I go, I have a speaking coach in my life to whittle on me, to help me become better. When I leave there, I am mentally exhausted, drained, ready to give up. But guess what? I tap back into that commitment I made, the determination I have to become a world-class speaker, and then the resolve sets in, and I sit there and go, it hurt, it was ferocious, it was painful, but I'm getting better, I'm growing, and that's where resolve sets in. So, consistency is so key, all right? Number 2, belief, okay? Belief. Don't ever lose your belief. You have a dream that's valuable. You have a dream that's valuable. You say, "But Tim, my family member said this. Tim, my community said this. Tim, another person I really loved and respected gave up on me. They said I'm wasting my time, I'm doing, but it's so valuable to me, this will change things." You will have resistance. Resistance is the way you're proven. See, resistance happens no matter where you're at. Resistance will happen. It's part of, when you were born, you had to take a breath. You had to fight. You had to fight for it. You had to fight for it. So, fight for it. If it's worth it, and it is, if it's your dream, don't ever give up on your dream. Fight for it. You have to believe. You have to go to bed believing, reminding yourself why you started, reminding yourself what is going to change for you, envisioning what life looks like when that dream is a reality. So you never want to give up on your dream because you're priceless and your dream is priceless. Consistency, belief. Now here's the promise. And I'll tell you a quick story, all right? Now, here's where the giveaway. All of you who stuck around with us, Joseph, good to see you on here. Eddie, good to see you on here. Those of you who stuck around this long through consistency and belief, now we're going to share about sharing this post, all right? Share the post, okay? Share the post. And the 10th share, I don't know who it's going to be, but the 10th share on this live post, the 10th share is going to receive Got Energy free, all right? We'll send you a message and get it in the mail to you. So the 10th share, so start sharing away, guys. Thank you very much. Share the message because here's the deal. Somebody out there, some single mom, she has 2 jobs, she's making it happen, and she wants to throw in the towel. But you know what? Your encouragement is going to help her fight through another day. Somebody out there has started a health plan. They want to feel alive again. They want to feel ignited. They want to feel abundant and thriving every day. They want to be able to charge out of bed, and right now it's a task just to get up. They've started a health plan. They're going to change their family tree, and just by you being an encouraging word in their life, they're going to keep going. All right? So consistency, belief in your vision to persevere and keep going. But I want to tell you a quick story. There was this lady. She had this stone brick wall in her yard, and the story is just so beautiful, so beautiful. She goes out and she says, "I'm going to plant a rose bush so beautiful that this ugly wall will be decorated. This rose bush will grow up and it'll be just so gorgeous." She plants this rose bush in its beginning stages of twiggery, and she plants it, she fertilizes it. Months go by. She waters that thing. She prays over that thing. She fertilizes it. She keeps going. And then one day, 3 months, 4 months down the road, she comes home. Harrison, thanks for joining us. She comes home, this lady comes home, looks at this vine that has grown up the wall, and she says, "Where are my blooms? Where are my roses? I just wanted roses." She decides, "I'm going to cut it down, and I'm going to plant another." So she goes to get her clippers, her shears, and she's going to go cut this rose bush down. And as she goes over, her neighbor, who she rarely ever talks to, hollers over the wall. She says, Rhonda, thank you so much. thank you so much for planting that beautiful rose bush on this ugly wall. Much to Rhonda's surprise, she says, what in the world? There's a hole in the brick of this wall. And she peeks through, and lo and behold, to her surprise, in this corner where she can barely see through this small hole is this beautiful blossom. What had happened is that vine had found its way through some of the holes and cracks in this old wall. And then she got a ladder and climbed up and looked over the wall. And this thing was blooms upon blooms on the other side of the wall. So in your life, when you feel about tapped out, when you feel about done, when you don't see the results happening the way you want them to happen in your life, just know that there are people around you because of your consistency, because of your belief. There are people around you who you are lighting the way for. So I want to end with this one point of promise. You will achieve. Achievement is right around the corner. Don't give up. Be consistent. Believe. You will achieve. You may not see it yet, but friend, you are so close. Don't give up. Keep believing. Somebody said this, be not weary in well-doing, for in due season you will reap. It's a promise. You will reap if you faint not. So keep faithful in your journey. Be consistent. Believe. Don't let anything take your dream from you. Believe in your dream. And when you do, you realize you're going to achieve. But the beautiful thing is, you're going to bring so many other people to be consistent and believe and achieve as well because you didn't give up. So guys, share the Energy Zone tonight. The 10th share, I don't know who it's going to be, but the 10th share we're going to send Got Energy to. This is a big book. It's 4 books in one, okay? It is all about energy in the first section, and then 3 musts: perspective, ownership, and accountability. 3 musts to igniting your passion. It is a journey that I went on, completely changed my life, changed my family's life. I can't wait to share how it's changed my wife's life, and it's changing lives today. Share, I'll send the copy to you, and you can join the journey of a truly energized life. That's right, because I want you to thrive every single day. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you all for sharing. Thank you all for joining, and send us your questions, your energy questions. What's stopping your energy? What's swindling your energy? What are some of the best sources for energy? What are some switches, some habits I can install, Tim? How can I map my energy every single day so I can maximize my day and go after my dreams? Send us your questions to needenergy@timeforenergy.net. That's right, needenergy@timeforenergy.net. I look forward to hearing from you. Next week, we will be talking about energy swindlers that come packaged as people. That's right. Love you all so much. Remember, consistency, belief, you will achieve. Love you all so much. Thank you.